What's up, everybody? Are you struggling with NoFap? Are you struggling with hurdles and not knowing how to get over them? And would you like a simple three-step method, one that I personally use to be successful with NoFap? Well, stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you that simple method. So if you are still struggling with NoFap, it's most likely because you lack self-discipline and planning. For instance, are you planning out your day? Are you filling your day up with activities or even overfilling your day with activities so that you don't get the chance to relapse? Or is it possible that maybe for some of you out there, you maybe think you don't have an addiction? Maybe you think you don't have a problem, or maybe you're just not ready to let go yet. To put it simply, boredom, addiction, and a lack of planning are going to be your enemies in being successful with NoFap. In fact, boredom is the #1 cause of all relapses. So here's what you do. #1, have a detailed plan for each day's activities and have this set up in advance. When you're planning your activities, you want to make sure that you have enough stuff planned for your day so that you're not going to have a chance at being able to sneak off and do what you know you want to do. So I suggest that maybe even going overboard, planning more things than possible, because sometimes you can finish projects earlier than you expect. It does happen. So this way, if you have more stuff to fall back on, you're less likely to be falling back onto that other habit that is the reason you're here. Another thing you can do is you can go to a mirror, look in that mirror, and be honest with yourself. Can you look yourself in the eye, and can you admit you have a problem? And if you feel you don't have a problem, then fine. Tell yourself you don't have a problem and walk away. Then I want you to go back to that mirror and be honest with yourself instead. Tell yourself that you do have a problem. You need to fix things, and you're going to fix things right now. There is a three-step method that I came up with on my own when I first started NoFap nearly 4 years ago. And it is so super simple. The first step is commitment. The second step is mindset change. And the third step is transmutation. And using all three of these in combination is what is going to make you successful with NoFap. So think of NoFap as a giant triangle. And think of that triangle being held up by 3 pillars or 3 columns, which is why I call these the 3 pillars of NoFap success. So I'm going to put up a graphic right now so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll notice, if you look at this graphic, that if you were to take one of those pillars away, that triangle, which is what we call NoFap, is going to fall because you need all 3 pillars to hold it up. So why on earth would you think that you can skip one or more of those pillars and still be successful? Unless you found a way to defy the laws of physics? I don't know. So if you follow these steps I talked about, and I'll go a little bit more into detail with them, you will be on your way to NoFap success and a full reboot. The first step, which is commitment, means you have to make a conscious decision that you're either going to do NoFap or you're not going to do NoFap. There is no in between. There's no I can have my cake and eat it too. There's an easy way to do this. No, it's going to be hard AF. Trust me, it's hard to get into NoFap, but it's so worth it. Anything that takes effort is always worth it in the end. The second step, which is mindset changes, you've got to change the way you think about things. I hear all the time people say, oh, I saw this beautiful woman. She was dressed a certain way. It was seductive. It's like, no. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming the women. Start blaming yourself, because it's the way you think that is causing you to react the way you react. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people do. You need to take responsibility, and too many NoFappers, to be blunt, don't take responsibility. And the last step is transmutation. Sometimes it's called sexual energy transmutation. And that's where instead of, for instance, becoming addicted to sex, or you blame these girls and then you run home and you jump on the computer and you start jerking off, beating your meat. You know what I'm talking about. The knuckle shuffle, having a tug of war with Cyclops, all those things. You all know what I'm talking about. We've all been there. Instead of doing that stuff, you take that energy and you put it into whatever you've planned out for your day. As you noticed earlier in the video, I said plan your day out. So, for instance, if you are working out, or you're on a sports team, or you have a job, and if you have a job, sign up for overtime. All these things are going to take that energy and repurpose it to something else other than this. I mean, that's the whole goal. And when you get used to doing this, and repetition will make this easier and easier over time, you might see something that triggers you. There are triggers all over the place. Forget about triggers, they don't matter. Only how you react to them matters. But you're going to see these triggers, and in your mind, you're going to be disassociated with beating off. You're going to be disassociated with porn, and you're going to be able to feel that energy in you, and your new mindset is going to take that energy and say, okay, I need to get this done. I need to expend some of this energy. This is how I'm going to do it instead. And then you have a sense of accomplishment. You feel good about yourself. You don't feel depressed, lonely, ashamed, guilty, embarrassed. We've all been there. That's all gone. So take these pillars of NoFap success seriously, and seriously give them a try. They've worked for me, and this Halloween, I'm going to be on my 4th anniversary with NoFap. So obviously they work. One thing I'd like everyone to do is to be more engaged. Forget about embarrassment and shame. We've all done the same thing. If you're watching this video, we've all done the very same thing. We've all felt the very same way. So reach out to the channel, post your comments, post your concerns, post your best practices, things that have helped you be successful, and share it with everyone else. Others are going to see what you post. They're going to say, oh, I feel the same way, or I've had the same thing happen to me. Oh, I'm just like all these guys. I don't have to be ashamed because we're all in the same boat. And by working together as a group, instead of everyone thinking that they're a bunch of individuals and they're just going to be lurkers, you'll find there's going to be a lot more success, and you're going to be so much happier you did so. Also, share any plans or any ideas you've come up with that you think could be helpful for someone new or someone who is struggling with NoFap so that they can be successful. Share these ideas, because ultimately self-improvement is the goal. And if you seriously want to improve, if you want to be able to have better mental clarity, if you want to get that girl that you want to really attract her, well, this is the way to go. This is what's going to pull her into your orbit, and that's what you want to do. You are a gravity well, and if you're going to attract her like a magnet, you've got to create that magnetism. And leave a comment down below for some ideas that you'd like to see in a future video. I'll do some research and I'll get you some answers. This is a team effort. You can communicate with me as much as I'm communicating with all of you, and together we can make things better. So I'll see all of you in the next video. Peace.